Hi guys, my name is Prince Ichie and you're welcome back to the channel. Across the nation, the same folks who once chanted "Make America Great Again" are staring at empty plates and skyrocketing prices. The turkey is missing, the fridge is bare, and the bills keep coming. This isn't the American dreams. It's a MAGA meltdown. So guys, stick around because this Thanksgiving, the truth is being killed up and served hot.
Somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying right fucking now, because what the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean? Because what the fuck is happening? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is all we fucking get. I need somebody to please fucking tell me he's lying. I can't. What the fuck am I gonna do? Oh, fuck.
No food for you. No food for you. That's right. President Trump has announced that come November 1st, which is only 2 weeks away, that there will be no SNAP benefits available to anybody that is on the SNAP program. Most of the people on SNAP are from red states. This is what you voted for. Remember that. He doesn't care that you have no food. There's no money for SNAP, and he doesn't care. But he just gave Argentina $40 billion in a bailout, but no food for you. That'll be no food for you. And as we progress into the holiday season, no food for you. That's what you voted for, and that's what you're going to get. No food for you.
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care, but hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which by the way would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
42 million Americans on the doorstep of a hunger crisis. SNAP federal food assistance set to run out of money in less than 24 hours. A lifeline for Americans like Melissa Miles from Michigan and her son.
I don't see how we are one of the wealthiest countries in the world, yet we're willing to let people go hungry, all because people can't communicate and agree.
And this morning, the Trump administration defending its reversal, now saying it's not allowed to tap emergency funds to cover SNAP during the shutdown, despite a previous USDA plan to do just that. In a lawsuit brought by Democratic officials from more than 24 states, a federal judge now questioning the administration's rationale, saying, quote, "It's hard for me to understand how this isn't an emergency." Republicans arguing the money just isn't available.
Some of the Democrats have argued that you can use this contingency fund, but the truth is there's no legal mechanism to do it.
But Democrats pointing out SNAP has never run out of funds in its 60-year history, even during past shutdowns.
The money's there, and Trump has said, don't spend a dime. We want to use hungry people as hostages in this crisis.
This weekend, SNAP benefits now set to halt in every state but one. And this worsening food crisis now on a collision course with the issue at the heart of this shutdown, expiring Obamacare tax credits. Starting Saturday, more than 20 million Americans will see how much their insurance costs could skyrocket. People like Stacey Cox.
It's devastating. I don't know if I've ever cried opening a letter from an insurancer before, but it happened this time.
She's been paying nearly $500 for coverage for her and her husband, but next year she says that will jump to more than $2,000 a month.
Just that bill right there, that's more than our mortgage, our insurance, most of our food. That's what we're paying per month to live.
Democrats are holding out for Republicans to negotiate with them on health care. Republicans have refused to do that while the government is shut down. Meantime, 1.4 million federal workers are still going unpaid. Some of these pallets of food actually heading out to distribution sites for them. Congress, by law, is still being paid during the shutdown. Their checks will go out tomorrow, and the Senate is on recess for the weekend.
Millions of MAGA Republicans use SNAP benefits too. And who has the White House and conservative media been training them over the last couple of weeks to blame when they lose their SNAP benefits in November? I don't know if this is an issue people have been considering when we're talking about the consequences of what's going to happen when people don't have food to eat in November and they start seeing their children starving. But this is something that's starting to keep me up at night. Because see, when MAGA Republicans lose their SNAP benefits and they don't have food to feed to their kids, everyone is assuming that they're going to turn against the Trump administration, that they're going to somehow flip blue. And y'all, I'm just not convinced that that's going to happen. As somebody who grew up around these people, I'm not convinced that that's going to happen. They have been told over and over and over again that the reason that the government is shut down and then the reason that they're going to lose their food benefits is because the Democrats are keeping the government shut down. And to ground level MAGA Trump supporters that are on SNAP benefits that are just trying to survive, they're not seeing the difference between congressional Democrats and the Democrat that lives down the street from them. They're all the same. They're all the same to them. And obviously a natural consequence of this is going to be a rise in looting and theft. There's going to be runs on grocery stores. But a secondary consequence of this is that there are going to be people pissed off looking for somebody to take out their anger on. You can't convince me otherwise that MAGA Republicans on SNAP benefits who have been told over and over and over again that Democrats are the reason their kids are going to go hungry every night in November, that when they see their neighbor down the street that they know votes Democrat, that has the same job as them, makes the same amount of money as them, lives on the same street as them, eating on Thanksgiving, and they're starving and have nothing in their pantry, that they're not going to blame that neighbor down the street. Not going to go and maybe steal all the food out of their house and cause physical harm to them and their family. You're talking about people that are so deep into the cult. They are so far gone that they will never blame Donald Trump for anything that has ever happened to them. Everything bad that happens to them over the next 3 years, they're going to blame on the Democrats. These people losing their SNAP benefits and watching their children starve is not going to be what's going to flip them. They are not going to turn against the Trump administration. They're just going to find somebody else to blame, and it's going to get ugly.
Hey y'all, it is Friday, July 4th. And as I get up this morning and head into work, my brain feels like oatmeal. We are waking up this morning to the fact that the Republican Congress hates America. If you do not know, the big, beautiful pile of shit bill passed yesterday, and the orange fat taco turd will be signing it today. And I've been hearing a lot of chatter that they did this so that stuff will not take effect until after the midterms. Well, that's not entirely true. The first program to feel the hits will be the SNAP program, and the fact that all of the cuts, all of the requirements will go into effect the minute that he signs this, and he will be signing it today. So, MAGA, listen up. Listen up, because your FAFO has arrived. Yeah, your FAFO is here. Those of you, and don't say that there isn't, because there's more of you guys on SNAP than Democrats. So just know that at the minute he puts his little Sharpie onto that paper, yeah, your SNAP benefits are probably going to go bye-bye. So, anyway, y'all think about that, and I'll be back for another one. Peace.
So I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month. And the thing about a lot of stereotypes is they say that if you're on SNAP benefits, you don't work hard, you sit on your butt and you just collect checks, when that's not the case. I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating. Plus myself, I eat about 1 meal a day, but still. And it's like, they always say don't rely on the government. But sometimes, like in situations right now where the government literally has raised prices over 300% on just everything, eggs, milk, everything, you do have to rely on stamps, especially in my situation where I just got custody of 3 children on top of mine. So we need it. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm terrified right now, and I don't know if anyone else is scared, but this is scary. But like, Trump needs to figure something out. I don't know, this is so messed up right now.
We're about to witness the largest chimp out in history because EBT and SNAP benefits are going down. The reason why this is up until November is because there's a backup reservoir, but with the government staying shut down and the Democrats clearly not looking like they want to open it anytime soon, people are losing their minds. I mean, look at this.
Baby, when they run up in there and start stealing them turkeys, if y'all got this motherfucker update, it's time to go loop.
They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my kids. Out of here.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Counterpoint, how about no? EBT and food stamps should be used for people who actually need them to buy things that they actually need, like cheap bread, fruit, meat, veggies, cheese, etc. Not junk food, not weaves, not acrylic nails. If you want to buy those things, you can get up off the couch, stop being a burden on society, and get a job, rather than relying on me, the taxpayer, to supplement your income. How can we coexist with a group of people that are violent the second they stop getting free things? I'm just wondering.
Honestly, I'm very happy they're taking away the food stamps. That's great because y'all swear at the poll you were doing something to hurt immigrants and people who look like me. But now all the rednecks and Mima and Papa and Junebug and Slutterbug and all y'all gonna be hungry this fucking Thanksgiving. Thank God. You thought you were shooting other people, you end up shooting yourself in the foot. Good. Like, great. I'm happy. Thank you. Majority of the immigrants who you claim are stealing your stuff, we don't even qualify for food stamps. Maybe y'all can use this hungry time to think about what y'all did at the poll last November. This Thanksgiving, maybe y'all can fast and repent.
So I just received an email from my food stamp benefits saying that if the government shutdown lasts longer than this month, I will not be receiving any benefits next month. And it's like, this month is kind of already done with, so I don't really see the government opening back up before October's over. What I get paid equals to the amount of what my bills are. Just bills. So that doesn't include diapers and wipes, gas, food. It's just the rent, the water, the electricity, the cable, the internet, my phone bill, and my car insurance. That's the bill. I find myself left struggling to put gas in my car, buy diapers and wipes, and food. Luckily, I have food stamp benefits. So if I don't receive my food stamp benefits next month, it's like, and it's not like I'm like sitting around being lazy just collecting help from the government. I work full time. It's just everything's increasing except my pay rate. There's a lot of people that are in my situation that work full time and still cannot afford to buy food because your paychecks literally cover just bills. So me seeing that email in my phone just now kind of like blew my whole evening because I wasn't really believing the rumors. I don't really follow the news and all that. I mean, us moms always figure it out. We're always gonna find a way. But it is kind of stressful, like having to now think about how I'm gonna buy food next month, plus all my bills that I can barely afford anyways.
Am I a bad person because I got a little smile on my face when I found out that 42% of the people that receive SNAP benefits are white people in red states?
15 Republican senators joined with all 47 Democratic senators today to try and find a way to extend SNAP benefits so that American people wouldn't starve. And in order to block them, Senate Majority Leader Thune sent everyone home until Monday so that they couldn't have a vote that would have 15 Republican senators abandoning the Republican Party, breaking ranks with Donald Trump in order to vote with Democrats to feed the people in this country who need help. Why do we pay taxes if not to feed the people in this country who need help? The men and women who work hard but don't make enough money to feed their families, the children, the disabled, the elderly. That's where our tax money should be going, not to blowing up boats from Venezuela that we don't know who the hell is on the boat, not for sending our military into our cities. Our tax dollars should be going to helping our fellow citizens and our fellow human beings who share this earth with us. And the fact that there were 15 good Republicans in the Senate who understood that, and the Senate Majority Leader said, nah, we're not going to do that. Well, that tells me everything I need to know.
So I just received an email from my food stamp benefits saying that if the government shutdown lasts longer than this month, I will not be receiving any benefits next month. And it's like, this month is kind of already done with, so I don't really see the government opening back up before October's over. What I get paid equals to the amount of what my bills are. Just bills. So that doesn't include diapers and wipes, gas, food. It's just the rent, the water, the electricity, the cable, the internet, my phone bill, and my car insurance. That's the bill. I find myself left struggling to put gas in my car, buy diapers and wipes, and food. Luckily, I have food stamp benefits. So if I don't receive my food stamp benefits next month, it's like, and it's not like I'm like sitting around being lazy just collecting help from the government. I work full time. It's just everything's increasing except my pay rate. There's a lot of people that are in my situation that work full time and still cannot afford to buy food because your paychecks literally cover just bills. So me seeing that email in my phone just now kind of like blew my whole evening because I wasn't really believing the rumors. I don't really follow the news and all that. I mean, us moms always figure it out. We're always gonna find a way. But it is kind of stressful, like having to now think about how I'm gonna buy food next month, plus all my bills that I can barely afford anyways.
I'm not sure how to feel anymore about everything that's going on. So everyone's in an uproar because they're talking about taking away the SNAP benefits. Now, I voted for Trump, but I gotta say, man, I don't feel warm and cozy about this one. I don't agree with taking people's food, their resources to survive. There's elderly, there's children. I understand there's people on the system that abuse it, misuse it, buy processed foods, however you want to put that. But what it boils down to is just like a kid in a grocery store that's acting out, screaming, acting a fool. You can't blame that child. You got to blame who's in charge, the parents. Now, the government's in charge of all of this stuff that's going on. Senate, Congress, whoever, the president, they're in charge of, you know, deciding who gets assistance, food, so to speak. They created a monster. Now they got to try to find a way to fix it. But I don't feel good about threatening if you're going to do it or not going to do it, because I don't know what the hell is going to happen. But you can't threaten people right before the holidays to take away all they have, which is food to feed themselves and their parents or whatever, and the children, right before Thanksgiving and Christmas. But it's ill-timed. It's not cool. I don't agree with it. I voted for Trump, but I don't agree with taking people's food. I pay taxes every day, and I'd much rather, even I know there's people that misuse it, I'd much rather take my money and feed my neighbors and the people that are, like, you know, not doing well and have no money or poor or whatever. I'd rather feed them than send all my fucking money to Argentina or Ukraine. Whoever's in charge of where our tax dollars go, they should all be fucking fired. They should have been fired at the beginning of the year when they found out how much corruption and misspending had been going on, the trillions of dollars pissed away. Find somebody that knows how to figure out the taxes to make sure they're spent properly, not overseas. Enough of the bullshit. But don't take people's food away. A lot of people, that's all they have left to cling to is their food that they put in their stomachs every day. And if you take away the food, can you imagine what would happen? Tens of millions of people storming grocery stores, kicking doors in to feed their children, because desperate times calls for desperate measures. And if you have nothing to eat, people already got nothing to live for. People are so depressed, anxious, stressed. I don't want to know what's going to happen. But like I said, you created this monster. Now it's up to you to fix it. We created it. Fix the broken system.
Only 1% of people who get SNAP benefits misuse those benefits. 1%. And that's from the USDA, from the federal government. That's the number. So you're telling me that we're supposed to just throw the system out because 1% of it is broken? You find me a system that's working 99% effectively, I'll invest in that system. So anybody out there going, there's fraud, there's misuse. Yeah, 1%. 1%.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Some exciting news on this very dreary and gloomy Monday morning. So on a poll taken, and statistics show that on this Monday morning, even though all these Trumpies are all for this big, disastrous bill, and they have no problem with SNAP, EBT, WIC, and everything else, Medicaid taken away from undocumented migrants who, first of all, do not receive those benefits. But let me tell some great news on this Monday. Statistics show in this poll that was taken that 6.8 million people that are on SNAP are white. 4.1 million are African American, and 3.7 million are Latinos, Hispanics. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share the video for awareness. But I think that when all these changes come around, the ones that are going to have their panties in a bunch and are going to be very upset are the Trumpies.
but I hope they have the day and the life they deserve. For the rest of you guys, stay safe out there. Happy Monday. Blessed week. I love you.
Donald Trump is the first president in U.S. history to cut off SNAP benefits to people in America. So as of the end of next week, SNAP benefits are going to be frozen. They go away, and that affects millions and millions of people in America and certainly in Massachusetts. We're currently evaluating what we can do. Obviously, it's a time to give as much as you can to our food pantries who do a wonderful job. I'll be meeting with my anti-hunger strike force that I stood up a while ago to talk more with them about what we can do to feed families here. But it's unbelievable. The first time in American history that a president during a shutdown has cut off food to families. That's what's happening right now. It's a choice that Donald Trump is making. He can choose to reverse that. I strongly urge him to do so. Don't take food away from people. Don't take food off the table of Americans. It's
I don't know what's coming.
And that's the bitter taste of the MAGA economy. No turkey, no savings, just cold reality. So guys, like, comment and share, and I will see you on the next one.